Welcome back to the program. Well, I've got to tell you about a school in the UK that last week hosted what they called Culture Day. Kids were invited to wear their family's national dress and make a speech about the culture their family came from. Sounds very inclusive, doesn't it? So, 12-year-old Courtney Wright arrived at school wearing a Union Jack and armed with a speech she'd prepared about how great it is to be a Brit. Well, she was told to get changed and her father was called to come and pick her up. Culture Day wasn't for her culture.
The first teacher I saw, she straight away just took me to go get changed. She didn't want to hear about my dress or see it. Another teacher tried to stop me and said, you can't be in that, it's your nationality and not your culture. They asked me to come with them and to change into a second-hand school uniform. They said that I didn't sign a form when the head of year did bring my mum and she said she did sign it, yet they still didn't want me to wear it.
Now, of course, when this story hit the media, the school apologised and promised more staff training, presumably in how to spot and suppress patriotism before it infects the student body. Let's bring in Sky News host Rowan Dean. Rowan, I was going to ask, can you believe this? But sadly, it's all too believable.
Well, it is, James, but this is the end result of a 5 decades long project. The hard left in Australia, in America, in Britain, in New Zealand, throughout the anglosphere, to delegitimise Anglo culture. And there was a telling phrase that the young girl used there, where she said that the flag, the Union Jack, represented her nationality, but not her culture. And this is what the teacher told the girl. You can't wear a Union Jack because that's your nationality, not your culture. And so there's this idea that any celebration of Anglo culture in whatever guise is racist. And the word racist is the most poisonous word in the English language. It has been weaponized to a kind of nuclear degree where any suggestion that you celebrate Englishness, Australianness, Americanness is automatically conflated with colonialism, which is now the great sin in the Western academia and Western education, and therefore any celebration of Anglo culture is racist and therefore colonial and therefore bad. And what is so depressing, James, is that when you think of what the English culture has brought to the world. I mean, it is beyond something worth celebrating. It is astonishing. England back in the 1200s was this little island way off the coast of Europe, a few robber barons and people wandering around. It has grown over a few hundred years to be one of the great and most amazing cultures on the planet. We celebrate Chinese culture, we celebrate all sorts of cultures from all around the world, but the Anglo culture has given so much, and yet people are now being told in our schools to be ashamed of it, that it's not a genuine, official, realistic, credible culture as such. And the tragedy of this is that children, we've seen this one example, but this happens, James, every day in every school throughout the so-called Anglosphere. It happens every day in Australian schools. Kids are being taught that the Indigenous culture in Australia is more important than the British culture. In America, it's something different. In England, it's different again. But always it's the same. You are not permitted to celebrate Anglo culture. And it is so sad to see kids like this, who should be so proud of their culture, now ashamed of it.